wartime record is more muddled than Germany's, whose arms and armies have attracted legions of devoted fans. From the battleship Bismarck to the V-2 rocket, Germany's weapons have near-mythic hold-on history like few others. But how effective were these weapons really? The Panzerkampfwagen V Tiger tank was a German heavy tank that served on the Eastern Front, Western Front, and in North Africa during World War II. The final version of the tank weighed 54 tons, had a crew of 5, and was equipped with a mobile version of the famous 88mm anti-tank gun. First fielded in 1942, the Tiger was meant to forge breakthroughs on the battlefield, destroying enemy tanks at long range while shrugging off hits from lesser Allied anti-tank guns. The Tiger is one of the most revered tanks of the war, if not the entirety of tank history. And, as military history visualized reveals, an effective tank, though perhaps not as great as history tends to portray it. The channel charts the combat effectiveness of the various tank battalions equipped with Tiger, comparing wartime and total losses versus the number of enemy tanks destroyed. Unlike other tanks, Tigers were primarily assigned to independent heavy tank battalions of 45 tanks each that the High Command parceled to help out in particularly tough battles. The verdict? If one counts Tiger tanks versus the number of enemy tanks claimed destroyed by Tiger tanks killed 11.52 tanks for every one of their own destroyed in battle. Tigers suffered a large number of non-combat losses however, as the chaos of wartime and the Tiger's mechanical finickiness chipped away at the number of deployable tanks. If however one counts non-combat losses, such as vehicles broken down and abandoned, that number drops sharply to 5.25 enemy tanks killed for every lost Tiger. Another way to measure effectiveness is to examine how much of a threat the Allies considered the Tiger battalions. The Allies took the Tiger very seriously, devoting considerable time to tracking their movements. The Tiger could penetrate the armor of any Allied tank on the battlefield, and the US and British forces would often try to team together air and artillery support along with ground forces to increase odds in their favor. One major problem with the Tiger: it was very expensive, both in terms of money and resources. As the war dragged on, Germany had less of either. It was deemed important to make the most of war production. The Germans could build many more tanks and cheaper tank destroyers.